races. We're gonna see ZVT come up yet. Next.
All right, guys, that's game number 1. Thank you for Blind Rar jumping in to watch our games as usual. He's our biggest fan, isn't he? Or he hates us and wants to just talk trash.
You never know. You never know.
All right, here. I have a sick loading next game screen here as I get everything ready.
What you do?
Yes, I do.
Sick.
Sickness. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to be good here and follow with all the requests that we got for our stream, which is have the game number, the map, who got eliminated. So look at this. I got a fancy slash that I created. There goes free. And I believe who is next is Sack. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and put that in here.
While you get that loaded up, I'm gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna work on this lab a little bit, etching what I can. And it looks like my exchange installed. Sweet. I think. Sure.
Oh. I forgot to add the replay. We almost played a BGH.
Well, you do have the replays numbered already, right? So
Yes, I do.
yeah, that's how you roll.
Yeah, so go ahead and join in, and when we're ready to roll, I will hit OK and then update all the stuff based on positions.
Sounds good.
Again, welcome everybody. This is live right now if you're watching it on a Thursday night.
Longinus? Longinus? Why?
Yes, this is Longinus. Okay, let me switch over here. And what do we have? We have Taryn at the 7 o'clock position. Alright. Oh my goodness. That was flipping out on me. Okay. Taryn at the 7-ish position. And then Larva will be at the 11 o'clock. Let's add that in here. Guys, Amazing XKCD is being valiant and joining us, even though he does have to study for his finals. I feel like every time I'm talking to you, you have finals going on.
That's because that's not true. That is not true at all.
All these tests, what is your college good for except for exams?
Well, I have a job, so it must be good for something.
Oh, there you go. Okay, guys, game number 2, we've got a TVZ. Larva winning game number 1. He will advance the Zergs in this Race Wars.
But it's on Longinus.
So
I have never guessed. I have never
Longinus. How do you feel about this map?
Be glad it's not Protoss map.
So we've got Taryn down here. Sack will be playing down at the bottom here. And yes, I got my mouse locked back into the window here. I am doing the observing. If you guys hate my observing, you can watch the Korean cast. They have their own pro observer.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's going to sync up properly.
Yeah, it won't sync up properly, but if you don't like our point of view, then deal with it. So the Overlord is going down to the correct location. We'll be scouting the correct direction here this time. Oh, that's going to favor Larva a little bit here. And we are seeing that the supply depot coming out here. So, Longinus, there's no ramp to the main.
Who needs a ramp in CVT? It's not that important, I don't think. Well, I will actually no. It's only important when you try to establish your third base for the first time. Other than that, not too bad. It's like, I mean, and the thing is that if you Larva plays like the Zero style ZVT, where Zero just like you just camp on 2 base until you have defilers, then it's not that much of a problem. But we do see the overpool come on here from Larva, so this is probably a reaction to not having that ramp.
Yeah, yeah, I like that though. And I'm looking at the positioning here with the supply depot barracks. I'm guessing with one more supply depot, that will be an effective wall.
That's a possibility. Gas coming down as well, so this is interesting from Larva.
Yeah, do you think he's gonna go for like a fast speed build?
This smells like a 2-hatch Muta.
Oh yeah, that's what I think it's gonna be favoring more too. Once they get that faster gas. So
You're
now
only
we are
saying
gonna
that
see the
because I
hatchery coming
suggested
down.
it. You're only saying that because you try to parrot me.
What? No,
Yeah?
I value your
Yes.
opinions and I like to agree with you.
No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh man. I've been drinking, but not drinking too much.
Damn. I'm gonna try again later.
Yes. I actually.
I have many games to work through.
Here's the problem. My brilliant plan was to drink throughout this cast just to keep things fun. But I use both my hands now during the cast because I have to use the arrow keys and the mouse to actually function here.
Get a beer hat.
Get a beer hat. I do need that. You know, Happy Gilmore was gone the other day, and if you don't remember Happy Gilmore, there's a guy who shows up to the golf game with a beer hat on. Get pissed off, Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, so we're just seeing the layer coming down here. It's gonna be like, I mean, if we don't say the hydrogen within the next 10 seconds, it's gonna be a 2-hatch Muta.
Now, is this a particularly good Muta map?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, looking at the
Yes,
natural here, it looks like you can turret up kind of nicely behind the mineral line here, but there's a lot of good dancing that the Mutas could do on these cliffs just to the right here. So, I mean, I think there's potential for Mutas to do well. Seems like there's just a lot of space for them to fly around then.
Yes, but here's the thing though, because Larva went for this variation of 2-hatch Muta, he has to win the game with his initial Muta pack. I mean, if Sa can survive until he gets a vessel out, or at least enough Mutas to chase away Larva, the Larva loses. So Larva's gambling right now.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that just goes back to what I said. This is his weaker matchup, and he's got to do something that either wins strongly or he just loses. He doesn't have the Zerg skills to deal with a player of Sax level, let alone Flash, who is just like dominating the scene right now.
Has he played any tournaments yet? I don't think so.
He has not yet. I feel like he's won everything.
Well, he did beat multiplayer, so he can do it again.
Yes, he defeated multiplayer. That campaign has been completed. God, I just keep hoping that Bisu and Flash can face each other at least once before Bisu goes into the military.
BC being a good player.
Come on, Terran. PvT's his bread and butter, except for against Mind. I think KT Terrans in general just own Bisu.
Yeah, because they've been training with Flash.
What do you think about this timing here, the Marines?
It's a good hit. It's good timing.
I think this is a great push, but it does look like it's well prepared for. Two Creek colonies will be ready to just go into the underground tongues. And if you disagree with me, I don't know how you can. Sunken colonies look like tongues that come out from under the ground.
They remind me of the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars 6.
Absolutely, they do. And I made my first programming game was Pong, and I used Nidus canals where the Pong ball would teleport between Nidus canals, and I used sunken colonies as Sarlacc pits that would eat them up if the ball went inside the pit. It was amazing. I should have sold it for millions to StarCraft nerds.
Yeah. But the thing though, here's the important part though, because of the fact that Sack forced those 3 sunken, Larva's Municons is really diminished at the moment. He doesn't have the full 6 that he does with him. He has 7 on the field now, but it's not the full 6 with him. But the thing is that there's not enough turret up at the moment, so Larva's going to do quite a bit of damage here. If you found him, that's a pretty nice sweet spot.
Yeah, that was a few pretty good hits right now, but the stem does allow these Marines to engage pretty quickly on the Mutas, and they will be skirting away.
And Larva's getting the +1 attack, so There
Yep.
will be no third base at all. This
We're
is all
seeing
in.
+1 coming for the Marines, though, so really trying to beef up these bio units.
I think +1 armored better in this scenario, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would like to know the math behind that, because you know, how much is mitigated by these glaive shots by doing the +1 armor versus, you know, stim plus this +1 attack upgrade.
Because Sock doesn't really need to end the game, though. So all Sock has to do is just live.
Right, and
Just
oh my
survive.
god, this is a really bad position here. Turrets from both sides really flanking out and adding damage to these mutas here. Still 9 mutalisks, but looking really low. There's one that's 20 health, gonna die instantly if it's in the wrong position. Now at 12. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're seeing that there's some really good macro coming out from SAC. A lot of Marines on the playing field, and this muta harassment is just looking weaker than ever.
Yeah, so Lover didn't do any damage necessary to win the game, so I have to give this game to Sock. We're seeing Lover throw it on a third, trying to transition out of it, but he really doesn't have anything going for him. He only started the Queen's Nest and the Hydrogen right now, which should have been done way a while ago. And we're going to see Sock be able to bully Larva away from the main medic force here. The question is, what will Larva's Michael be able to do at this time? Because he has to dwindle this force down crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the nature of the map or just the position that Larva's in, but it seems like he's taking a relatively close third base. You know,
That's just the
ZVG.
nature of the map.
It's just the nature. Okay.
It's the nature of the map. Well, he could take the faraway third, but the thing is that because he went for the mutas, his muta build, it's easier for him to defend with just mutas when you have a close third.
Yeah. Oh, that was a really nice shot there. Taking out a few Marines here.
Yeah, that's pretty good to hold Michael here, but he still needs to do a lot more damage though. That muta medic force is still pretty scary. And the +1's already kicked in as well for Sock, so... Oh, that was some nice glaive shots here from Larva. Larva should be able to clean this up actually right now.
Yeah, he needs just a couple more of those beautiful shots here to just finish this up. Working as best he can. Oh my god, a turret out of nowhere. I thought that was just an SCV. I hadn't clicked over it. And a turret.
What is the turret doing?
Oh man, I love Sack. He may be one of my favorite all-time Terran players. Just such a joy to watch.
That was so stupid.
That was brilliant. What are you talking about?
That was stupid. That's a turret you could have had at home. That's at least 2 Marines. And a medic and a Marine even.
What? Come on. That turret was valuable. Do you see how many shots it got off?
Like 3. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You gotta have turret with the Marines and the medic. So, because of this, the fact that Sock hadn't done any damage with the initial push is that Larva's getting himself back into the game here. He already getting himself up to Hive. Hive's about to be completed.
Sort of, kind of, though. I mean, he only has 30 drones. And I know that he could drone up more heavily when he needs to, but still... he's still working on pretty low econ, even though he just got to Hive Tech.
That doesn't really matter. The once Larva gets the defilers out, and he can defend himself while re-droning up his economy. But
So are we really going to
Sock-
see a transition into Hive Lurker defense here? It definitely looks like that's what it's going to be.
It definitely will be, and it's definitely Sock's fault for not being able to punish Larva with it. We're seeing Larva. What the fuck are you doing?
Uh-oh, keep those alive, though. 11 mutas remaining. Really important he doesn't lose them.
So Larva just threw away like 7 mutas right there. Okay. That's a good way to throw the game. But we're seeing that both players are actually pretty equal though. We're seeing the vessel coming out here with the Irradiate. Meanwhile, the Hydras are out. We're seeing the Greater Spire being booted. I like this from Larva though. Going for the Greater Spire is going to help him get the Guardians out, which will help him defend if just in case the Defilers don't come out in time.
Yeah, did you see how many turrets in that natural base were built? I mean, Sack really made himself invulnerable to mutas.
Oh, that's a big loss.
That tank snipe! That was beautiful. This muta micro has been something else, hasn't it?
But the thing though, that here comes the first vessel. The vessel does he have the energy? No, the vessel does not have the energy for Irradiate, so... But Larva has to be careful. He has to make the assumption that the vessel has the energy. But look at that tank. It's still out of position. Larva snipes that second tank, so this push is dead.
Wow.
I take my words back immediately since he added a fresh new tank. But there's not only 2 tanks instead of 3 tanks, so that's still quite a significant blow to Sock.
This is crazy. Sack somehow with just like the smallest amount of mutas really, or I'm sorry, Larva with the smallest amount of mutas really managed to turn this into a bit of a game.
That is true. But here comes Sock though. Sock can start pushing off into the natural here. We don't see the Defiler just yet. I mean, Consumed about to be completed, so if the first Defiler's already out, they're gonna get radiated immediately.
Yeah.
There's not that much the Defiler can do. There should be a second one coming up pretty soon. And since there's only one vessel, the vessel will not have enough energy.
Oh, a muta just kind of dove into that marine party over there.
That was just a rally mistake. Oh, that's a big loss for losing that vessel though. Once the second Defiler comes out, if it does come out, but look at this, so Sock decides he just wants to go for the juggler right now. And Larva defend. Larva has no units besides the, he has nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anything that he can defend here. 1 Defiler, 9 Mutalisks. He has 3 Guardians somewhere.
Yeah, he has the Guardians in natural though, but the DPS on the Marines might just be too much. They're going to start target firing down this hatchery, which could actually work. They're just melting down everything, but I take that statement back immediately since Larva will clean up. But he lost a shitload of drones and units.
Oh my. Oh, well, this is like when you play against AI and the medics don't know what to do with themselves, so they just run into your base and just constantly heal.
Yeah, this will take a while for Larva to clean up, but they know well, Larva has to be worried about. So I guess another big attack coming in right now. He has to have a fresh new vessel. He has, I guess, where's the vulture? Okay, I see the vulture there.
Yeah, he does have vultures on the map.
But he has no tank to come with this, so a couple of nicely placed lurkers here, if he has any, will be enough to hold this.
Nice getting a nice irradiate on that Defiler here.
I don't like the positioning of the Guardians, though. The Guardians
that was really bad.
And Larva, I just actually lose that from that first attack, though. Looks like Larva just have to give up.
That's it, GG.
Hey, I'm saying too much stuff. Too much.
I enjoy it because I'm concentrating too hard on the keyboard and mouse. I can't speak with all this macro. I'm doing a terrible job. Alright, we thank you guys for coming in and watching these games with us. That's game number 2 here between Sack and Larva. This is the KCM Legend Race Wars matches. I know that's a mouthful, but we really do appreciate you watching this with us. Let me see here. There is a news slash that needs to be made. And who got eliminated? Larva. So Larva getting taken out. There will be 6 more games. Alright, that's game number 3.